And also David does this weird thing whenever he touches her, he kind of like moans and like grunts. I think that's like awkward, like like every time. Here, welcome back to my channel. So today we will be recapping the 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 Day episode, Hard Habit to Break. This is season 4, episode 14, and if you're interested in seeing this recap, then just keep watching. I'm gonna start with the people that we really should not be discussing, nor do we really care about here on this channel. Number 1, Darcy. I know they kind of tried to bring her back for like a little story, a little moment. Her brother died not a couple years ago, ages ago. And I'm not saying that in a mean way, and I'm not trying to say that in a mean way, but I'm just not gonna discuss her because they literally just go to the grave and it has nothing to do with 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days because she doesn't have a 90 Day Fiancé. So that is where my frustration is. My condolences that you lost your brother when you were younger, but this does not apply to the show, and I'm getting really tired of them bringing her back because she's not necessary to have here. Like, Usman and Lisa, I don't want to discuss very long because Lisa is racist. Lisa is everything that is so problematic. Like, ever since, it's so crazy because she said the N-word in real life, like outside of this show. She has said the N-word like on social media, and I think she was referring to Usman, like she was talking to him. And the worst part about it is like since she had that moment, her character on the show has gotten worse too. Like her persona, who she is, how she treats him is worse. And it's like now it's clicking. The reasons his mother did not want him to be with this woman are like way beyond what we even thought. Like at first I was just like, you know what, just give her a chance. Now it's like, no, she's right. Like his mom is right. The way that this woman treats him is not okay. So she's begging basically to be proposed to when they're in the middle of a fight, which I don't understand. Like what kind of person would want that? Like personally, if you and I are arguing, and yes, I'm under the premise that you're gonna propose to me, I don't want it when we're fighting. I agree with Usman. We need to clear the air and figure out what problems we're having before there's a proposal, because then what makes, like, why are we having a wedding then? Why are we doing this? Because clearly there's problems that we can't iron out. So then they resolve it. He proposes to her. Everything is okay, which is whatever. His family's coming down to see them, and this woman wants to bring it up to his Muslim brothers who have the same religion, same upbringing, same ideologies as him. She thinks it's a good idea to try to get them on her side.
What's not clicking? What's not clicking?
Like, I didn't understand what her logic was. So the argument was done, and then you want to bring it up again that, like, we need to discuss our problems and then bring them out in front of your family, who was hard enough getting a blessing for it in the first place. Like, I'm not siding for you, girl, but you're definitely an idiot if you thought that that was a good idea. Like, I honestly, I was so disgusted. It was not the time. You don't want to marry him. Don't say that he doesn't want to marry you. You don't want to marry him if that's what you're doing, because I couldn't understand. Then she's getting frustrated when they're siding with him, and she disrespects him and gets up from the table screaming and carrying on like she does, and she leaves. Listen, like honestly, I pray to God that in the next couple episodes you do not marry this woman. Like I'm praying for you, bro. Like that you do not marry this horrible creature, because that's what she is. I can't. Anyways, Ed returns home, and he is obviously without Rose. His mom greets him at the airport, and she's like, how was your trip? How's Rose? And he's like, my trip was great, but there's no more Rose. And that's that. Ed, I don't feel bad. And like, he's like, I'm a failure. I'm like, yes, you're a failure, but did it to yourself. And his mom was so sweet. But she's like, oh, I think he set his expectations a little too high. And I was like, honey, that's not even it. Like, it is, but it isn't. It's not even that Rose wasn't down or anything like that. It was literally that his expectations are so high and he wanted to imprint them on to Rose. That is the issue. That he thinks that in a relationship where you're just getting to know somebody, that she should, like Rose should have been doing all these things within their first in real life meeting, which I don't understand. But that's also what I'm noticing carries on through to David. Like David has all these expectations that just because him and Lana, like I'm just gonna jump right into it. David has all these expectations that just because him and Lana have been talking for over 7 years online, that as soon as they're together, everything's just gonna be magical and that she's not gonna have any kind of resistance or uncertainties, which I don't understand. Like, she hasn't been face to face with you. First of all, both of these men brought lingerie to the first meeting with these women, which is like, that should tell you there's something. What's not clicking? What is not clicking?
What's not clicking? What's not clicking?
Because I'm trying to understand why you guys think that's okay. Like, regardless of what online relationship you have with somebody, why is the gift you're giving them lingerie? David, I was okay with the chocolate, but the lingerie doesn't make sense because at the end of the day, you're just meeting this person in real life. And they're looking at these women sideways for being apprehensive. And I'm like, do you not understand that they don't know you like that? Online is literally communicating. And even with David and Lana, it's weird that she is so like normal about it and he doesn't understand it. Like, they're like, why did you give David a fake address? And she's like, because I don't want to give my address to strangers online. I feel like that's reasonable. Like, and for him to be kind of like, what was that about? Bro, like, she doesn't know you. She doesn't know who you are. The same uncertainties you had about her, she had about you. And I think that that's fair. So anyways, continuing with David and Lana, he tells her about the private investigator and she's kind of upset because it's super invasive. And obviously they knew their relationship, we did not, so we were like co-signing it, like, yeah, you should have done that a while ago. But when you think about it, this is a real person that he had someone look into. Then they go on a couple dates and they go bowling, and David's apparently like a pro bowler, and that did not show. It took him a while to get a strike. He got it though, and the bet was that if he got a strike, he got a kiss. And even that, like, I don't know why men think that's okay. You're basically saying that it doesn't matter whether I'm comfortable with this or not. I have to leave it up to fate or chance, or you. If I do this, you have to kiss me in like the most creepy way, when clearly she's not comfortable with it. Like, it would be different if the energy was reciprocating, but in Lana and David's case, they have to talk and communicate through a translator. So it will never be intimate like that, and you will never be able to pick up on vibes and things like that. Lana's kind of like, no. Like, you can see it on her face, she's like, no, that's not what I want to happen. And then even the kiss.
Come and get it, come and get it.
It's dry, and she's very quick to like give him the cheek because he wants to keep kissing her, and it's like, that's not the moment. Like, why are you doing that? And also David does this weird thing, whenever he touches her, he kind of like moans and like grunts. And I think that's like awkward, like like every time. Like maybe like one time, but he's just like I can't believe you're real. And I'm just like, bro, like, can you collect yourself? Like, keep it together. Stephanie reunites with her mom. I'm not gonna spend much time about Stephanie because I don't like her either. She's at the airport leaving Australia, and she's like, we've had no communication, Erica and I, and I just kind of hope she'd be at the airport. Why on earth would she be at the airport when you guys have had no communication and you're officially broken up? And then she's like, I just feel all these things and I want to tell her. And I'm like, that is what your meeting last episode was for. If you felt some type of way and you wanted to tell her these things, you should have told her that when she was in front of you. Like I said, she was just so caught up in just like making the exit and doing this all for reality TV that she's not even thinking about her own emotions, which makes me believe even more that she's really not invested into this relationship, because if you really did care, you would just say those things and not try to like stretch and pull things out for other people's entertainment. That's like actually terrible. Like, you're a terrible human being. But anyways, Avery says goodbye to Ash. I don't even remember their storyline because I'm pretty sure I was on my phone the whole time, because we've been just alluding to the fact that it's not going to work out, in the sense that they're not going to be living together anytime soon. It is going to take a lot longer to get them in the same country. It's just not something that's going to happen when they both have small children. So I'm interested in seeing their storyline in maybe like the next 90 days series, like, you know, after the 90 days, after they've been married, blending their families. But for right now, like, this is a challenge, but you guys have made your decision. So again, I just don't really care to see you about like before the 90 days, because you're not doing anything. You spend time together, you found some stuff out about each other, and now you've decided that you're not gonna be like marrying anytime soon or moving together anytime soon. So I'm just kind of like, okay, bye. Like, cool, nice to know you. Geoffrey finds himself caught in the middle of a sticky situation. And he loves it. Like, let's be very clear, like this man enjoyed every second of what is her name? Varia cussing out Mary. Like, he was in it, he adored it. So Varia is basically on defense off the bat, which I don't understand, because like, I get you're upset, but why, like, honestly, like, that's the only thing I'll give Geoffrey kudos for, is he was like, why are you attacking her? Why are you attacking Mary? It's really not her fault. And I'm like, yeah, Varia, like, if you're gonna yell at anyone, you should be yelling at the guy who literally ignored you, and then as soon as he got back to America, had another woman in his house. Why are you yelling at the other woman who is like, okay, he's told me everything's done with you guys and he's ignoring you? Like, it didn't make sense to me that she had that energy. Homegirl was on 10, and then Mary's just kind of like, waiting for him to be like, can you leave? Because this is not what I want. And he doesn't. And at the end of the day, then they get inside and she's like, I only had a hotel for a day, so I was thinking about staying here. And he's like, yeah, my doors are open for you.
Wait a damn minute. Wait a damn.
You just had another woman in there. Like to me, I'm not saying kick her out, but I'm saying maybe you should have fought harder for the other woman that you were saying you were working towards something with, because it's clear that you're enjoying being in the middle. Then he takes her out, Varia. He takes Varia out later in that day to meet some of his friends, and he keeps saying, this was sprung upon me, I didn't know, blah, blah, blah. And these friends of his are also friends of Mary's, and none of them can seem to understand like Varia's point of view, which I think is kind of fucked up. Like, even if Mary's your friend, none of them can understand the concept of Varia saying not now. Like, I don't want to get married to you right now. And Varia's like, we've only been dating for a couple months. I live across the world. I just need to think about it. And they're all just kind of like, yeah, but it's kind of like yes or no. Like, they already care about each other. And it's like, this is a whole human who's coming from the other side of the world. You guys are all assholes. And that also should show Varia, like, Geoffrey's an asshole, his friends are assholes. Like, why? For me, if you already have your out and you already said no, I would be like, let me get everything I have, because I'm going back to my home, because this is clearly not worth it, nor is it the people that you're gonna wanna be around. At that moment, it's kind of clicking for her that Geoffrey's friends are also Mary's friends, and none of them seem to have even the common courtesy to like deal with her in like a friendly way. They're all just kind of discussing Geoffrey and Mary's relationship, which I just thought was like pretty shitty. And Geoffrey is just kind of like, he's being very cold to Varia. Like, if you're not here for it, then just tell her that. Don't bring her around and show her off and like be awkward with her. Just tell her this is not what you want and be with Mary. But he's like sitting there like thinking about it, and it's like, I don't think you need to think about anything. I think you've made your decision. You're just enjoying the moment of having two women fight over you. But anyway, I'm team Varia in the sense that I think that she needs to get the hell away from them and Mary can have him. I don't think anyone should be fighting over this imbecile. Like, he's clearly an idiot. But that's my opinion. Clearly these two are in love with him, and I'm very, very confused about that. In conclusion, I hope Lisa and Esmond don't get married. I hope that Varia goes back to her country. I hope that David and Lana can work it out, but he just needs to stop being so damn creepy. They keep leaving out Yolanda. Like they could have wrapped up her storyline from jump. Like, I just don't know why they're keeping it going. Like, we're gonna have to wrap that up next episode. Why? We all know the answer. Just like finish it, and so I don't have to keep worrying about her. Like, I won't have to think about her anymore. I just hope they wrap it up in a neat bow and I find out how everyone's story is supposed to end. That's all I really want to know. That's all I'm asking, is just clean it up, man. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did like it, please give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below your predictions for everyone's relationships or your favorite couple. Let me know that in the comment down below. And as always, subscribe to me. It doesn't pay my bills yet, but it might one day, so hit that button. And again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.